What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking today about Bitgert. Now, I've been asked to talk about Bitgert a few times on the channel, so I wanted to have a look into it and highlight a couple red flags, which unequivocally are a little bit of misinformation that I've seen, and generally just a look at what's to come for Bitgert. Before I get into that update, the spreadsheet, the first 26 coins that I spoke about on the channel, had you invested $100 into each of these when I release videos about them and you were still holding that crypto, you're in profit for a little over 14 grand. Yeah, this is after, I don't know, 6,000 retracements and a bear cycle. One thing I've been reiterating for quite literally 6-7 months now is a recession was coming. So build your list of coins you're excited about long term. If you've been doing that, fantastic. Keep reevaluating that list. If you're still bullish on those cryptos, you might have found some gems, ones that can do those 20x, 40x, 50x gains. If you haven't got round to it, there is still time. Bear cycles tend to last a while. Even this one, I still think will be in a similar situation, even if there is a bounce in the near future. If however, you don't get around to, or you don't have the time to look those coins up, you can come check out Copy My Cryptos, where I share every coin I buy and sell, and I'll be sharing every coin that I'm getting into in the bear cycle, the ones that I think can 20x, 40x, 50x. So if you want to see what they are, you can click the link in the description and check it out. All right, Bitgert. Bitgert has a market cap of $300 million. It's had a real run over the last sort of year, like one that you really legitimately can't ignore. Trading volume's never been massive, but to be fair, they've only recently been landing on big exchanges. You know, now they're on KuCoin. They're looking at being on a number of sort of tier 1 exchanges. So when that happens, you would expect that trading volume will rise accordingly, because for a market cap of 300 million, you would expect higher trading volume than sort of $3 million. Although it is the weekend, so I'd point that out. So yeah, in terms of red flags, let's start there. So Bitgert is tradable on multiple places. You can get it on KuCoin, you can get it on PancakeSwap. So I had a little look at the contract on BSC Scan. You know, 150,000 holders. There's nothing to sniff at. BSC Check. So, taxes are there. Ownership's not renounced. Now, I've spoken about this a bunch of times in the past, and it occurred to me today I haven't actually explained that. I don't think at any point whenever I've done a video highlighting that ownership's not renounced. So I'm using a little Quora thread because it's easier than me doing it. But basically, it's this simple. So due to trust issues, renounced ownership is preferred by investors in order to avoid security risks in the form of rug pulls by the developer. So that's one thing. If ownership is not renounced, those owners are still in control of the contract. So they can put in functionalities like only owner functions, like only buys are available, and no, you cannot sell. Little things like that, but what it means is over time it causes problems. Fundamentally it means someone can manipulate completely, and as a result they can rug. They can make sure that no one can sell, so it forces a run of buying, and then as a result they sell everything. I'm not suggesting Bitgert is that, but you do have to acknowledge the reality, and that is a reality of Bitgert's contract right now. Um, another sort of, sorry, my throat. Another problem with regards to Bitgert is previous things that have happened with regards to the team. They were doxed and then undoxed. And that did happen. That's an unusual thing to happen. And it's not one to ignore. Unusual behavior, something to pay attention to, legitimately. And that, to me, is somewhat of a cause for concern. Why have you shared a team and then removed the team? It's an odd thing to do. And I know a load of people have commented on that in the past. So again, it's a red flag. It's a weird thing. The last one was there's sort of misinformation that's been going around about Bitgert, is that the location of the business matches up with an Iceland museum that is a museum of the biggest array of different penis and penis parts in all of the world. And that's a bit of misinformation. That's where, or the location is based upon where they bought or who their domain registrar is. The domain registrar is cheapnames.com. So they're located there. And if you look at any site that's used cheapnames.com, they'll have the same location. So that's not strictly true, right? But I've seen that floating around, so I wanted to address that. Now, in terms of Bitgert, they're claiming some serious things. They've got a real, a very, very strong use case in terms of what they're suggesting they can achieve. So they're super fast with 100,000 transactions per second, zero cost gas fees. They claim to have the fastest growing ecosystem, spanning DeFi, NFTs, etc. And I'm not sure that that's strictly true in terms of gas fees. I've seen a few different people comment on the fact that their gas fees aren't that good in terms of zero cost, but they're not. They're obviously better than most out there. According to the data, they are very rapid, although 100,000 transactions per second is not what I'm seeing when I'm looking at the mainnet right now. This is live mainnet, so you can see the blocks. The blocks are every 15 seconds. The average block time, anyway. Transaction, one transaction in that block, one transaction in that block. So I'm not necessarily seeing that level. And we can open up any of these and just have a look at the block and double check that nothing whatsoever is being misinterpreted. But hash, transactions, it looks like, it was simply one transaction from A to B. A token transfer, using Sphinx. So again, we're seeing decent time in terms of overall throughput, although it's not screaming 100,000 per second, but presumably that's the maximum or their target point. But it's not matching that right now. So again, worth bearing in mind. In terms of ecosystem, they are growing. There's no doubt about that. And actually what they've achieved in such a short time is pretty impressive. When you realize that they're probably, a third of what they were previously at the high. So they've lost about 66% of their price point from their all-time high, but that's actually not that bad when you look at a lot of the cryptos out there at the moment. And they've had some interesting news that's landed on analyticsinsight.net. And what tends to happen is news filters onto smaller sites before bigger sites. So one thing that's happening, these fucking pop-ups. One thing that's happening is that they're introducing a stable crypto bridge really soon. So they're looking to introduce a USDT USDC bridge to provide cheaper and faster transactions. So this will improve the ability for the mass adoption of Bitgert's stable coins, which will obviously grow Bitgert's market cap overall. Larger than Cardano, unbloody likely, is what I'll say. I think Cardano's is 15 odd billion, so you're looking at like a 50x. It's a big ask. It's a big goddamn ask. But never say never in blockchain. So yeah, so Bitgert's chain speed will be an ideal option for crypto investors trading stablecoins. The Bitgert blockchain transaction speed is 100,000 transactions per second, although again it's not strictly true. Good. Excuse me, I'm doing this late at night. Which is faster than Cardano's 250 transactions per second. The Cardano market cap is currently around 16 billion. Bitgert has the potential to surpass it in the next few months. No, it doesn't. Like, it can do well, but can it pass Cardano in a few months? No, can't 50x. But Bitgert's roadmap version 2 is also adding more products to the chain, while the Bitgert Startup Studio will have over 1,000 new projects joining the Bitgert ecosystem. The BRISE chain is also becoming more interoperable with other networks, including Cardano. Therefore, apart from the Bitgert stable crypto bridging, there are more developments that will grow the Bitgert market cap. Therefore, Bitgert might be the next big crypto to watch. I'm not sure if it is, right? There are red flags that cannot be ignored. And this is more of a review because wholeheartedly, there's something interesting here. You know, there's a lot of holders. There's a lot of holders here. There's been a lot of profit from this crypto from its inception. You know, even from the point that it launched at to where it is right now, that is about 400x. Yeah, more. So that's pretty spectacular. So they've done well. Yes, the trading volume is really piss poor. That's a concern. The team doxing and undoxing is weird. Is really weird. And it's probably damaged some trust doing weird things like that. I do believe that there is also... Oh, I forgot to talk about the audit thing. The audit thing's bloody weird as well. Where's that? So they audited their own crypto. I find that fucking weird. They've not been audited by Certic. They've not been audited by anyone other than themselves. They've audited tons of projects. They genuinely have. You can go through the list. There's a lot. Squid Game play to earn. Hopefully that isn't the Squid Game one that screwed everyone. Is that Squid Game that screwed everyone? Oh my god. I think it is. Again, cause for concern, right, guys? It can't be. 11:22, it might be. Let's have a look. Right, I've checked. So, Squid Game P2E is not the game that had the scam. The scam was squidgame.cash. But yeah, well, I mean, this again for me is a pretty significant red flag that the only person that's audited them is themselves. Because if you click on any of these audits as an example, what they have and what they've done is give a security score that's based upon a few different things, but one of them is like the potential for it to be a rug. So obviously they've given themselves like a 98% score. So, and they've said that they've passed their rug analysis. But it's sort of a weird one, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna, someone asks, or if the IRS comes up to you, or the Inland Revenue come up to you and go, do me a favour, audit yourself, and then send the information back to us. You're not going to give yourself a harsh score, are you? You're not going to give yourself them bad like information that's going to screw you, are you? So another weird one, right? There's a few big red flags. The audit, BSC check, ownership not renounced, so potentially they can just change the terms within the smart contract. That's not great. And an undoxed team, and then a doxed team, and then an undoxed team again. Those three things, not great. Also, don't feel that the data is reflective of 100,000 transactions per second, but it's definitely fast. I mean, I'm not arguing that whatsoever, but yeah, I'm not seeing 100,000. So in terms of this, I mean, this is a paid article for sure, but it's an interesting one because Bitgert introducing a stable crypto and a bridge could bode very well for the ecosystem. Does this have a shot of doing anything? Yeah. If everything's legit, if everything's valid, if those red flags are just red flags, then there's nothing more insidious underneath. Then yeah, it's got a hell of a shot. Because I mean, it's already made people a lot of money. There's no doubt about that. The question is how much does it push on? Does it start getting listed on bigger exchanges? Is it going to end up on Binance? Because if it is, then we're going to see potentially a fairly significant price run. The moment it lands on Binance, but landing on KuCoin, not a small deal. It's on some good exchanges now. Bridge coming. The future could look really bright. My honest opinion here is I am not sure. The red flags for me would be a cause for concern, but as a punt, this could be a hell of a punt because they've got a clear plan for their roadmap. They seem to be working towards it. They've actually checked off everything up until this point here now. So all of this is done. So now their focus is tier 1 exchange listings. So if they continue getting them, future looks really bright. This is an interesting one. But genuinely, be cautious on this. Like, the red flags, you've got to pay attention. And I'm not shitting on it at all. But those 3 facts, you can't ignore. You cannot ignore. They audited themselves. The ownership isn't renounced, so the terms of the smart contract can change at any point. Ownership can change. And undoxed and doxed and undoxed. It's weird. As a punt, maybe. Legitimately, maybe. But it's money. Whenever anything is a punt, it's money you have to be able to afford to lose. And if you can afford to lose it, cool. but you've got to go in with that attitude. Obviously not financial advice, but this is one where you err with caution when red flags are presented. But like I said, if the bridge works well, if the throughput is as, hits the heights that they're claiming, then there's definite potential here. Definite potential. Could it be the new Solana? Probably not, but could certainly rally. So interesting. That's it from me anyway, guys. Just a little, quite a long one actually. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you know when new content's coming out. And if you're new to crypto or been in crypto a while but unprepared for your bear cycle, start researching your coins. Been saying it for 7 months, 7 damn months. And if you don't have time, you've got obligations, then come check out a copy of my crypto. It's where I share every coin I buy, every coin I sell, how I'm seeing the markets. And any coin that I think can, basically I'm going to be investing in any coin I think can 20x or more in the bear cycle. So if you want to see what they are, click the link in the description and check it out. That's it from me. Take it easy. Bye-bye.